In today's video, I will be talking about 18 ideas instead of cake. And people are not big cake eaters, so you really should look into alternative options when going for a cake option. Well, not a cake option, but more like a dessert option, I should say. So we're going to talk about different alternatives in this video, and the first one being cupcakes. Yes, people will go for a cupcake more than they will for actual slice of cake. So cupcakes are always a great option, and they're also easier to handle and less mess. And if people choose to take it home, they can do so. Another alternative would be is donuts. You know, people love donuts, and what I will also do is split the donuts in half and also have some coffee and tea set up so people can enjoy a donut and some coffee and tea before they go home, or maybe they want to take a donut home with a cup of coffee. So definitely have coffee and donuts as an alternative as well. Number 3, having a dessert bar. Having different desserts at a wedding or event will definitely promote other people, your guests, to trying and being open to trying different things. Or maybe you'll keep it for very familiar with stuff, but just have like a different level of desserts, all types of different desserts. So that way people, your guests, still can consume a dessert, without being just narrowed down to one option. So definitely have some good yummy desserts, and make sure that you keep it high-low and have some great dimension. Hey, it's pie. Some people, again, like with cake, pie is a hit or miss. So I would definitely have pie plus another alternative for those that do not like pie. And I will also go with possibly 2 favorite pies, maybe like apple pie or pumpkin pie or something like that. Just get 2 different flavors of pies, but also make it very nice, presented extremely nice, and also having another alternative option, because again, everybody is not a pie eater, just like they are not a cake eater. Yum, doesn't this mousse look good? And then honestly, I'm not even a chocolate lover or eater, but I definitely will probably grab one of these just to try it. But mousse is also a good thing. See if there's different types of mousse that you can create, or maybe you can have mousse plus another alternative option, again, because everybody's not a chocolate eater. But seeing something like this, people will definitely be willing to try just to see how it tastes and stuff like that. But definitely always have like mousse plus like another alternative option, preferably something that's not chocolate, so have like the mousse be a chocolate option and the other alternative option be something that's not chocolate, but something that's still good and great. Strawberries. Everybody loves strawberries, and strawberries is actually one of the favorite fruits of people's preference, and you're able to be extremely creative when it comes to different strawberry creations, and one of them being the most popular one, strawberry shortcake. So having strawberries in any way, shape, or form is going to draw the attention of a lot of guests, and it's going to tempt them to try because it has a strawberry in there. A s'more station is going to be a huge hit, especially if there are campers in your wedding party or events, or people that just love the great outdoors, and they traditionally or normally make s'mores around the like fall and winter time. So having an indoor s'more station is definitely going to be a big hit. Make sure that you have somebody managing the s'more station, as well as keep fire extinguishers nearby. And like I said before, have somebody attending and helping guests make their s'mores. And how you can make a s'mores inside is you can use like one of those camping burners. I'm not really sure the name of it. Or possibly burning it over a sterno, but again, it needs to be managed. Or maybe whatever, if you're creative, you can find another way to make your s'more station, whatever your preference is. But s'more stations are definitely going to be a big, huge hit in the fall and winter months. Ice cream. Who doesn't love ice cream and being able to choose many different toppings and or however you choose to create your ice cream creation? Having an ice cream station at your wedding or event is going to be a huge, huge, huge hit. What I will personally do is probably outsource a company, an ice cream company, to come in and set up different ice creams, with their stations and stuff like that. So that way you have people that's managing it, and they're also able to choose and create their own different ice cream. This is going to be popular between adults and children. Like I said before, everybody loves ice cream. Even if they don't eat a lot of ice cream, having a scoop or two is going to be well worth it, and definitely going to be a memorable thing at your event. Having Cinnabuns or cinnamon rolls or some sort of honey bun at your wedding or event is also going to be a great hit in like the fall and winter months. My recommendation would be to cut them in half, as people will not want the whole piece. And also, again, like I said before, serve this with some coffee or tea, and it's going to be a big hit, especially if you're having like a brunch or morning thing. People will be very prone to taking this. And if you can get them hot, that'll be even better. But like I said, serve this up, cinnamon rolls, coffee rolls, something, some sort of baked good like this. Cut it in half, serve it up with some hot beverages, and you're good to go in people's books. There are a lot of cookie eaters out there, so having a variety of different cookies available is going to be a huge hit. My recommendation would be to have the cookies pre-packaged but nicely displayed with signage telling guests which cookie it is, and possibly having some key ingredients listed as well, such as milk, dairy, gluten-free, something like that, so people know what they're about to consume. And big cookie names will be chocolate chip cookies, cinnamon raisin cookies, sugar cookies. So just be creative, and cookies are going to be well received between adults and children. Brownies, brownies, brownies. Brownies are a hit or miss. So I would serve brownies up with something else too. But brownies definitely, should be creative. You have plenty of options to be creative with a brownie. Again, like the cookie, I will have signage, key ingredients, and it already prepackaged. And again, it's going to be, well received between kids and adults. But I will also serve brownies up with another dessert, as a lot of people don't eat brownies because, they have walnuts in there or whatever else that they got going on, and or they just don't like brownies at all. So I will have brownies plus another dessert item. Lemon bars are kind of like a iffy item because people aren't really familiar with a lemon bar without signage, and a lot of people don't eat lemon bars, but there are people out there that do, and you never know. But I will serve lemon bars up with another dessert. Also have the lemon bars already pre-packaged, so it makes it easier to grab and go. But I would not solely recommend that you put lemon bars out just as your main and only dessert, as a lot of people are unfamiliar with it or they do not like it. Macaroons are also another iffy dessert. If your guests are not used to a macaroon, they may not be as open to trying it. But again, have signage and key ingredients inside of a macaroon. And if you're able to be creative with one, I would definitely recommend that. And I will also recommend that you have another dessert that sits side by side to a macaron, because again, everybody's not a macaron lover, or they are unfamiliar with it, so they don't know, and that they're probably not going to take it if they don't know what it is. But I will have macarons plus another big dessert item. Tarts are another iffy item, unless your guests are really familiar with a tart. If you're able to switch up tarts, be extremely creative, that might entice a guest that's not familiar with a tart to trying one. But I'll have a tart plus something else to kind of, so at least your guests can try and have a dessert before they head out. And, they won't be stuck with a tart and not knowing exactly what's inside of a tart, or how to really go about eating a tart, because they're just unfamiliar with the whole tart business. Cheesecake. Everybody is not a cheesecake fan, so I would definitely recommend that you have cheesecake plus something else. But with cheesecake, you can be very creative. You have strawberry cheesecake, chocolate cheesecake, Oreo cheesecake, caramel cheesecake. The list goes on. Cheesecake is a versatile item that you can just try with different toppings and to see what works for you and your preference. But I would recommend that you have cheesecake plus another option. Cake pops, if you're having like a children's party, cake pops are definitely a hot item, as well as a adult party. Because like I said earlier, adults are, there's not a lot of cake lovers between adults and children. So having a smaller variety of cake, like a cake pop, will be more well received, and you're able to be extremely creative with a cake pop that might entice your guests to taking one and just trying it. Maybe your guests just want a little bite, a little taste of cake without having a whole full slice. So a cake pop is definitely something that they can get their little taste of cake without actually having a whole bunch of it, and it's already frosted or however you decide to decorate it. But it is your little bite-sized balls of cake. Fruit, having some sort of fruit cup, fruit bowl, fruit dessert, but still make it the presentation look great is definitely going to be well received, because there is a lot of fruit lovers out there. People love to try different things with fruit, so having something fruit related is definitely going to be a huge hit amongst your guests. Molded lollipops. Molded lollipops, you can do any type of mold and do different color chocolate. So molded lollipops offers you the ability to be very creative because they have a lot of different molds that you can use to create whatever mold masterpiece you like. And again, this comes in a variety of colors, and this will also be well received between both adults and children, especially if they're not really into like the whole hard candy and stuff like that. Just chocolate just kind of melts in your mouth after it's been cooled and stuff like that. Like once you bite it, it's just gonna like break down so much easier, and it's not that sticky, and it is time consuming, but if you know how to, if what practice makes perfect. So but it is going to be well received, and your guests will like that, especially if they're just looking for like a little taste of candy, something sweet. This is it.